All start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Dash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. And Shalom to the 130 Asherallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, who before losing their true heritage were known as the Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's video, I want to go ahead and touch upon the subject of the AI coming apocalypse, right? Basically, where these devils today that you know as the so-called Caucasian race, or as the Bible refers to them as the Edomites, inch closer and closer to self-destruction, and in turn taking the whole world with them. Now, AI is something that's touted as something that's going to improve humanity, or it has a chance to greatly improve our lives. But then also we've seen movies like Terminator, other dystopian, end of the world type movies where you see the technology, gain awareness, gain consciousness, and then take over. Well, Esau being that devil, or Edom being that devil, Edom being the so-called Caucasian race, Esau is the progenitor, who is the evil twin brother of Jacob, who is the progenitor of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. Well, they've just developed this AI. Let me go ahead and just read the article, but before I do that, let me get the scripture. This is Revelations 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That's 666. Well, let's go read this. Scientists have made an AI that they think is too dangerous to release. The algorithm GPT-2 was trained on some 8 million web pages according to new research. OpenAI, the artificial intelligence research company founded by tech heavyweight including Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. Now, Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, they both were co-founders of PayPal when they started up. Now, Elon Musk, you'd see he's kind of like the poster boy that the world elites are pushing through all the technology that was squirreled away for a while. And Peter Thiel, he's a big, he's one of the guys who invented this program called Palantir, which is what the CIA uses to basically go up throughout all these massive software networks like Facebook and whatever you have it, right? And put it all together so that way you can make a profile on any individual. So these two devils are working together to bring forth this beast system that the microchip is going to work off of. So let's continue. Says it's developed the most advanced language processing algorithm so far. Sample output suggests that the AI is an extraordinary step towards producing text rich with context, nuance, and even something approaching humor. It's so good, in fact, that OpenAI says it's not releasing its code to the public because its researchers are scared it could be misused, according to the new blog post. Unicron Valley. The algorithm GPT-2 was trained on some 8 million web pages, according to the new research. Given a prompt, GPT-2 is tasked with predicting the next word based on how those words have been used on the website it read. In the end, the algorithm churns out passages of text that are far more coherent than past attempts to build AI with contextual knowledge of language. Surprising to the researchers was the fact that the Unicron spoke perfect English. The researchers wrote, "There are occasional glitches and incoherent sentences in the AI written story, but by and large, the algorithm did pretty well." The scientists named the population after their distinctive horn, Ovid's unicorn. Unicron. These four-horned silver-white unicorns are previously known to science. Reads the first 9 AI-written paragraphs of the article, some of which include made-up quotes by fake scientists. So you see, these devils, they're coming together and they're creating the system, you see, and they're doing it under the auspices that it's going to help humanity. Now, I agree that if you had all the features that they're explaining, would help. You'd have instant calculations of mathematical and just equations that we have been having problems with. Putting an AI robot behind some of the problems that we've been consistently having, unemployment, municipality works, and so on, right? Humanity would go into a new paradigm, but that shit ain't gonna happen, because ultimately these are the devils that the earth has been given into. Like it tells you in Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now these people, though they seem to have altruistic motives, their true motives are to destroy the people of the Lord, because they feel that if they could destroy all the Israelites, that they then can reclaim the birthright and hence live forever, right? Now they're ultimately going to fail, because as the Bible says, in the end, God wins. So, but I'm digressing. Let's get back into this story real quick. Now, you notice in this article, it said that Elon Musk was helping to develop this AI. Now, why is Elon Musk, who is behind the world's greatest move towards electricity and also space travel to Mars of all places, what is this guy doing behind AI, especially when he's here warning us about AI? Now, his cover story is that he wants to be at the forefront so that way he could lead it, but the truth is he's been given an agenda to get people to be microchips, right? Namely in the brain chip. When we get to Revelations, when it tells you or in their foreheads is the job of Elon Musk to make sure people get that, right? Now he's creating this thing, like it tells you here, why Elon Musk wants to implant a chip in your brain. Let's go and watch this and see what it says. Now, what I love to do is I love to watch movies at 144 seconds. It's a very spiritual number, and there's a lot of things that tend to be revealed then. Let's go and watch.
Musk also went on to say that his company is working on a way to plug in your brain to a computer chip. So if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what does. Here's what Musk had to say.
You're working to build basically an interface to the brain.
Yeah. Electrode to neuron interface at a micro level.
Okay, what is it? Like, I'm gonna have like a plug in my head that's gonna fit into a hard drive? Like, or how does that work?
Yeah. A chip and a bunch of tiny wires.
Basically, an effort for man to merge with machine in a healthy way.
Yes.
To beat machines, you basically have to merge with machines.
Most likely, yes.
So there you go, quite a world Musk is envisioning, plugging in your brain to a computer chip on your way to Mars. We'll see if any of this comes to fruition.
Thank you so much, Scott Gammon. For those of you who think this is far-fetched, he points out we already have the interface, right? In many ways, some of our intelligence now resides in our phones.
And that's true, because these elites, they've done everything in their power to coerce you and steer you towards the chip, because they want to get you dependent on this technology. Now, let me go ahead and show you. This is where Elon Musk is asked more regarding that artificial intelligence, and also what us as human, flesh and being humans can do to ward off any coming human extinction, right? Because again, like I said, these devils, they're creating this fire of AI, so that way it makes everybody run towards to become cyborgs, so that way you have something to fight against. Now these devils will have it to where these AIs take over the society, and for you to have any sort of chance or any semblance to be in this society, that it would behoove you to get a chip, or else you're going to be one of the undesirables, as what we know today, or like the homeless people on the street or whatnot. But let me let you hear this man's own mouth, so you can hear what he says. Again, at 144, so you can see.
Great future. That's the most important thing, I think, right now. The most pressing item. Then obviously anything to do with genetics. If you can actually solve genetic diseases, if you can prevent dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that, with genetic reprogramming, that would be wonderful. So I think this genetics, it might be the sort of second most important item. I think having a high bandwidth interface to the brain, like we're currently bandwidth limited. We have a digital tertiary self in the form of our email capabilities, like computers, phones, applications. We're effectively superhuman, but we are extremely bandwidth constrained in that interface between the cortex and your sort of that tertiary digital form of yourself, and helping solve that bandwidth constraint would be, I think, very important for the future as well. What is a world that we would like to be in, where there is this digital superintelligence? I think another point that I think is really important to appreciate is that all of us already are cyborgs. So you have a machine extension of yourself in the form of your phone and your computer and all your applications. You are already superhuman, but by far you have more power, more capability than the President of the United States had 30 years ago. If you have an internet link, you have an oracle of wisdom. You can communicate to millions of people. You can communicate to the rest of the Earth instantly. And these are magical powers that didn't exist not that long ago. So everyone is already superhuman and a cyborg. The limitation is one of bandwidth. So we're bandwidth constrained, particularly on output. Our input is much better, but our output is extremely slow. If you want to be generous, you could say maybe it's a few hundred bits per second or a kilobit or something like that output. The way we output is like little meat sticks that we move very slowly and push buttons or tap a little screen, and that's just extremely slow. And compare that to a computer which can communicate at the terabit level with very big orders of magnitude differences. Our input is much better because of vision, but even that could be enhanced significantly. So I think the two things that are needed for a future that we would look at and conclude is good, most likely, is we have to solve that bandwidth constraint with a direct neural interface. I think a high bandwidth interface to the cortex, so that we can have a digital tertiary layer that's more fully symbiotic with the rest of us. Like we've got the cortex and the limbic system, which seem to work together pretty well. They've got good bandwidth, whereas the bandwidth to our digital tertiary layer is weak. So I think it's extremely important that it be widespread and that we solve the bandwidth issue. And if we do those things, then it will be tied to our consciousness, tied to our will, tied to the sum of individual human will, and everyone would have it. So it would be sort of still a relatively even playing field. In fact, it would be probably more egalitarian than today.
solutions is to have an AI layer. If you think of like your limbic system, your cortex, and then a digital layer, so a third layer above the cortex, that could work well and symbiotically with you.
Of course, turning humans into cyborgs may sound like the stuff of science fiction, but then...
And let me go ahead and just stop it there, because they could just keep going, swirling down this rabbit hole. But the whole point being is that you have this this man who is working feverishly, not only him, but his whole organization and the hidden organization behind him is working feverishly to make Revelations 13 chapter come to light. And right here, Neuralink, this is the company that you're going to be hearing more about in the future. This is what's going to be making all these brain dead Alzheimer's disease patients, these people who have who are trapped in their mind because they have like paralysis. You're going to start seeing this company come more to the forefront with stories of miracle like things come to play, right? People are going to be able to talk again, walk again. It's just going to be a crazy future. Now, this ultimately is going to lead to that microchip, right? Either in your forehead or in your hand. You know, be warned that this, if you take this, you will be destroyed. Because, you see, though it appears like it's going to be a smart choice to do this, and it'll behoove you to take this chip and advance with humanity, when the Lord comes back, in what you know today as UFOs, or what we know and what the Bible refers to as chariots of the Lord, this is what's going to happen. This is Revelations 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment shall ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. This is what you're going to look forward to if you take that mark. You will not be an acceptable vessel if you have polluted yourself to that extent by taking that ownership mark, saying that you belong to the devil being the so-called Caucasian race. Because you see, these devils that currently own this world, they want to get everybody chipped because they want to be that godlike power. That's why, you know, these phones are spying on you. You know, they say they're just doing it for advertisement sakes, but you know, they're all gathering it together in a program like Palantir, and ultimately they want to get these chips inside of you so that way they could monitor your internal thoughts. You know, that's the only true place of privacy, is your internal thoughts. But you know, Esau is even working on trying to get rid of that. But you know, be warned, people. This is a gimmick to try to just make you take that mark of the beast. But if you do, this is what your fate's going to be. It's going to be a front row seat to the Salaki. It's going to be a casting spot in the lake of fire, because you're going to be in this lake of fire right here, where it shows you that the United States, and along with all the other NATO-led nations, are going to be destroyed. Right? And it's going to happen through what we know as those nuclear missiles, and then it's going to culminate in what the world has taught us is an alien invasion, which in reality is going to be the Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, which is God's true name in Hebrew, which means He is Yahweh. Ba'Hashem means in the name, and then Yahushai is He is salvation, which is the true name of the Messiah, who the world ignorantly right now calls Jesus Christ. When they come back, this is what they're going to find. So, hopefully this video was edifying, Akim. Till the next time, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kokwadash, double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.